Hey there. Hey there. Hi, my name is Cassandre. Cassandre, yes, it's French. It's not Cassandra. It has an E at the end. And I am here to share my story about struggling with my speech. So I have to say that for a long time, I was somebody that was terrified of speaking. I used to stutter. I still do, but before I used to stutter on almost every single word. And that made me want to disappear in silence. I would avoid speaking at all costs because of the fear of judgment, the fear of, that frown on people's face like, are you okay? What's happening? So annoying. Every single word felt like a mountain. Every single one of them. Every conversation felt like a test that I was failing horribly at. Well, in my opinion. If you ever felt like your voice didn't belong, like your words come out differently than everybody else, then I just want to say that I see you. I see you. Because I was you at one point as well. So for me, I pretty much spoke naturally, I would say, till the age of 8. And then I don't know what happened around 8 years old. Probably I was exposed to some kind of traumatic situation. Something changed probably in my family dynamic or at school. I don't know. And that's not really important. What I wanted to focus on is really how I overcame my fear of speaking. Because I can't change the past, right? What happened has already occurred. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't have a magic wand, bing, and I can't change what happened previously. Growing up, I learned early that my voice was making people uncomfortable. Teachers, grown-ups around me would finish my sentences. Friends would look away whenever I had a blockage. And slowly, I just came to believe that being silent was just safer. I became really good at hiding behind short answers, behind laughters and smiles, behind being the listener instead of the one speaking. So people always came to me with their problems and issues because I would listen. And I wouldn't say anything really. But it didn't stop there. It really didn't stop there. When I got older, it started to affect parts of my life, like meeting new people, dating, job interviews, just like asking for help randomly on the street because I don't know where I'm going, ordering food at a restaurant. I would overthink every word before it left my mouth. It was like this mental, constant gymnastic that was just exhausting. I would replay conversation in my head, wondering if I sounded weird or if they noticed my stutter. So I was always reading like facial expressions, body language. Sometimes I'd cancel plans or avoid social situation completely, just to avoid the feeling of embarrassment or judgment. I wanted to connect, real connection. Until this day, anybody that knows me knows that Cassandre is a deep person, but my fear of speaking made me feel disconnected from everyone, including myself. My stutter became more than just how I spoke. It became how I saw myself. It was my identity. I felt small, I felt anxious and afraid to take space because I knew it made people uncomfortable. But one day, something shifted. I remember being in a conversation and catching myself thinking, maybe I'll just stay quiet. And suddenly, another thought whispered back to me saying, What if my voice matters, even if it shakes? And that's the moment everything changed for me. I remember I was in grade 9 and my French teacher was telling us of a new project. We had to do an oral presentation, and God forbid, people who stutter hate oral presentations. And I decided to actually, you know what, my topic of discussion of presentation was going to be about stuttering. And my teacher was like, are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, yes. I was fed up of being teased. I was fed up of being, getting the looks and stares of confusion, like what's going on with this girl? Like she doesn't know what she wants to say. And I just wanted to present to my classmates that this is what's happening. It's a condition. It's a speech impediment. And this is my struggle. And when I came in front of my class and I explained to them what was happening in my body and my mind when I was trying to speak, the whole class applauded me. And I have to say, the judgment, the teasing stopped because I owned who I was. And I took space. I allowed myself to finally take space, even if my voice was shaking. So once again, that moment changed everything for me. It was the beginning of a shift, a transformation for me. It was the beginning to my healing. It was the beginning of me taking space. It was the beginning of me making my voice matter, regardless of how it sounds. Obviously, where I am today did not happen overnight. It took therapy, a lot of mindset work, prayer, a lot of uncomfortable practice, and a lot of self-reflection. But little by little, I stopped fighting my voice. I stopped trying to sound perfect, and I started learning to sound like me. And today, I can say I'm in a better place. Do I still struggle with self-doubt, with self-judgment, embarrassment sometimes? Yes, I do, but I don't let that overshadow my thoughts for the rest of the day. Thoughts come and go, and I just let the negative ones, go as quickly as they came in.